In 1948, Mrs. Murtis Taylor Howard Mills, a social worker living in the Mount Pleasant community, concerned about poverty and social justice and equity, went door to door doing what we as social workers today refer to as a needs assessment. The focus was addressing the lack of equity in the community and the lack of access to services. She founded the Alexander Hamilton Community Center, which was later renamed in her honor as the Murtis Taylor Human Services System. The organization came out of a social justice framework. It came out of an era where if you lived in a particular neighborhood, if you were a particular race, if you weren't in the dominant population, certain services wouldn't be available to you. And it was actually the Black community in Southeast Cleveland coming together, establishing the fact that services were needed and were necessary, and making sure that those services were available.
How did you first learn about Murtis Taylor?
I learned about y'all back in 2005. I had an open case with Children Family Services. I had a daughter. I had a drug addiction, and I tested positive. And a lady said, hey, go to Murtis Taylor. They'll help you. I called you back in 2005, and you answered the phone. You had me come in for a meeting. I came in. You hit me on to the wraparound program and other different agencies at the Murtis Taylor Center that could help me regain my custody back of my daughter.
Approximately 10,000 clients a year receive services at Murtis Taylor. About 6,000 are receiving medical services, so some type of mental health services. We currently are in 10 locations, and we identify what the needs of that community are, what the population looks like, what services are needed. We do surveys, we go door to door. We actually have a staff that does an analysis. The Spanish-speaking therapy and case management program, which operates on the west side of Cleveland, serves about 1,500 individuals. Some of the services are pharmacological management, some are therapy, some are case management, therapeutic, behavioral services, and it really depends on our ability to recruit and identify staff competent in those languages in order to deliver specific services within the Spanish language. Having staff who speak a language, natively speak a language, and delivering that service in that native language makes a significant difference in that client staying with the service, staying connected, and with the outcomes of the service. We purposely go out of our way to make sure that our staffing is inclusive and that we address equity in terms of language, cultural competency, and then we make sure that the clients feel comfortable and can work with somebody who has an experience framework to work from in terms of providing those services.
How important is it to be linked to an organization that understand your cultural needs as well as your lived experiences?
I found out through the struggle that I went through this past journey that is the most important thing in the world. Somebody can meet your cultural goals, understand you, being in the position that you're in, your struggles, your needs, and to be able to help you provide all that stuff for you, that is so important.
And we recognize that it's extremely important that there is at least one place in the community where an individual, regardless of their situation, regardless of their position, regardless of the challenges that they're facing, that they have a place to go to.
I went through the programs, y'all facilitated for me, y'all had everything that I needed as far as the parenting classes. Y'all spoke in my behalf, culture-wise. It wasn't far, y'all. I had no transportation. Y'all made sure I had bus tickets to get where I needed to go. He was like, no, we got you.
I'm happy that Murtis Taylor had the services, the essential services that was able to provide you the basic needs that you needed.
Y'all helped build my self-esteem up. I was broke down. I'm not gonna lie to nobody. When I came here, I was broke down. I wasn't given a chance. You guys gave me the chance to become a normal, productive citizen of society. I thank you for that. The daycare, with my daughter, y'all fought for me. Y'all was there every day at court for me, every day. Many days, Heather, I came to you guys crying, tears just flowing down. Miss Brumfield, pick yourself up. We got this.
Access to services is key. It is the ability to catch a bus. It's the ability to walk in. And it's not just location. It's the fact that services are available on the weekends, that they're available in the evenings, that we make special appointments to deliver the services. And a large majority of our services, including psychotherapy and case management, are actually available in the home. One of our programs is the Fatherhood Program, and it is a group facilitation, mentoring program that also has an employment component. And the focus of that program is to help fathers reconnect and more deeply connect with their children. Fathers who have been somehow disconnected or somehow separated from their children. The Channels program, mental health treatment program for individuals who are severely and persistently mentally ill. It's a program that works with individuals who are in need of multiple services. So oftentimes someone in a day treatment program such as Channels will also be receiving pharmacological management, therapy, case management, and a variety of mental health and addiction treatment programs. We operate essentially 3 early childhood education centers. They're 5-star centers registered with the state of Ohio. These programs and services follow all of the state guidelines and the accreditation guidelines that help an individual, help a child, help a family as they develop and go through that series of developmental phases. The organization provides close to 60,000 meals a year. And the focus is to address food insecurity. Oftentimes we have individuals who are here receiving another service. It could be a family and child care. It could be someone receiving mental health services. It could be a senior. One of the very first questions that we ask is, have you eaten today? These meals during the pandemic, have been mostly home delivered. However, we have a very robust congregate meals program where individuals actually come into our facilities in sort of a dining hall type structure and receive a meal. We think of every site that we operate as a community center, as a place where individuals can go, and we do not define ourselves, as purely as a child care facility or purely as a mental health treatment facility. We look at ourselves as a community organization that seeks to identify what services are needed, either provide those services internally through our own staff or identify those services and link individuals to those services. And oftentimes that linkage is actually bringing in the services within our 4 walls to make sure that the quality of the services and the availability of the services are to what the client needs at the time the client needs them.
I just need to say this. I get emotional. But I need to say this. If it wasn't for you guys, I don't know where I would be today. And I was sent to places that judged me from the time I walked in their door. When I walked in your door, Heather, there was no judgment. Y'all care. And for somebody to care and just to hear your story and the struggles that you're going through and not judge you, that means a lot. It means more than a lot. You guys saved my life.
Person-centered services are extremely important in recognizing that each person brings with them challenges that there's no way that any of us could actually comprehend. We must strive to be respectful of what that individual is going through, and the challenges that individual is facing is extremely important. So it goes back to respect and dignity. And unless you treat everyone with that core sense of respect and dignity as an equal, you're never going to have an atmosphere that is going to be inclusive, that is going to attract individuals of different ethnicities and cultures and races.